Well, good evening, Soul.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. I can't complain. We're in the new podcast room. Happy to be here. Night of the meetup. I'll start off with some easy questions.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hit
Okay.
me with that.
Realistically, they're gonna stay easy. I just wanted to kind of startle you there for a second. We're gonna frame the first couple around who you know at Story Homes. Okay. So tell me, who is the best person? Name anybody, no judgment, who comes to mind when you think about a salesperson.
A salesperson. I want to say Mateen.
It's a good
He
answer.
has that energy. Like, it's just, he gets you excited about deals, about selling. It's kind of inspirational when he talks. And I feel like everybody that's a veteran in this business has that quality, but he just has like that extra factor that when he's talking to you, you're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I feel like he came out of the womb and sold the doctor a car right there on the spot. He's got that kind of energy to him.
Exactly.
Is there anything you have directly taken from him as a whole, or specifically, or is it just more of an energy from him?
No, I think mostly the energy, the way he carries himself, he's very direct, which I like. I'm a very direct person myself, so I can kind of relate to the way he relays information. And also, he's talked about how he's taken this outside of work and like he listens to podcasts that helps him, reads books, focuses on that. And that's a path that I needed to get back into. So it was very inspirational to hear him say that.
You're saying back into that. Did you do that before? What were you what podcasts and stuff were you listening to before in books?
Yeah, so I listened to just a bunch of like motivational podcasts, getting to know yourself and like changing your mentality books. I mean, Deepak Chopra is one of my favorite authors. He writes a lot about connecting with yourself and how to be within yourself and knowing your thoughts and how they impact your daily tasks or daily life. And so I just got back into those books. So I'm reading a couple books now that are inspirational again.
Very good. I am the worst at reading. I literally, we were just on a vacation for 23 days, for the honeymoon. I brought multiple books. They didn't get opened. And Kelly's like a book nerd. She crushed like 4 books while we were gone.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning to anybody for inspiration here. So I'm gonna grab a little nugget of that and hopefully manifest that into me reading a book here soon. Okay, moving on. Who comes to mind when you think about a negotiator at Story Homes? Could be anybody.
Negotiator.
Take your time.
I'm going to say, just because this is what I've been exposed to the most, I'm going to say Elliot.
No bias, right? Whatsoever.
No bias.
Okay. No, but tell us why. There's definitely an argument to be made. I'm not saying no.
Well, I've only heard him negotiating, so I think he's pretty good at keeping a level head while he's talking on the phone and not letting, so, if the other person is flustered, he knows how to bring them back down and he knows how to do that dance. And that's a dance that not everybody knows how to do. So I've negotiated myself in other areas of life. So when I see him doing it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's how you do it, So I think he's good. I haven't gotten to see anybody else doing what they do best, but I'm sure everybody's good at it.
And I will agree with you. I mean, everybody brings something different. Like you said, like Mateen is just your textbook bulldog salesperson. The energy is crazy, all of that, right? And that may not be you. That may not be, anybody who is listening to this. But then when it comes to Elliot, it doesn't mean that he's any less, right? Because he may not have that ultra bulldog energy, but I will tell you something about Elliot. He can talk to anybody and he could calm anybody down. He could talk me off a ledge for sure. With the smile, he's dishing out that smile and he knows what he's doing when he's doing it. Fair enough. And just that calmness, that energy, and it's jovial. You're not going to have a bad time if you're talking to him.
Exactly.
Which goes a long way.
Exactly. And I feel like that's what's interesting about Story Homes is that there's so many personalities and you can learn something from everybody. And I feel that I have taken a little nugget from each of you guys and like a little bit of how you interpret things and how you sell things and how you pitch things. And I put that in my arsenal and I was like, okay, Bessie did it this way, Mateen did it this way, Joad did it that way. So I like that in this environment we're all collaborative because it really does help,
Well, right. And I mean, what better way than to be exposed to like all of the potential different styles of selling or styles of negotiating or doing business, and finding, like you said, things that work for you, right? You're not gonna be Jawad, your soul,
Right.
but you can, adapt those. And the more you're exposed to that variety that we have, the better. It allows you to kind of, like you said, take a little bit from here, a little bit. Oh, that's good. I'm taking that, And here, plagiarism is encouraged, right? You're not getting arrested for that. I hear it, which is important. Okay. Last one about who this shall bring to mind. Who is, in your mind, a people person? Just tried and true people person at Story Homes.
People person. You.
I was really hoping she was going to say that.
Yes. No, you're very welcoming. You have a really high energy, but it's a really friendly energy. I feel like some people have high energy that's draining. You have high energy that like pours into people. Like it doesn't feel like I'm like, I gotta talk to Ryan. He's so high energy. No, it's like I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to like talk about properties or life, anything. It's like you have that good person energy about you. So I think you're the friendliest.
Okay, we're gonna end on a high note. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, I think that is probably something that I really strive to do. I want to have that effect on people. You're probably, someone who appreciates that. There's plenty of people that probably think, the opposite, where it's like, okay, shut up, which, hey, you can't win them all. But I much, much, much appreciate that from you. So pivoting a little bit, obviously, no pun intended, right? It's in the name. Everybody's got a different one. We've talked a little bit about, you garnering stuff from so-and-so and so-and-so, because everybody's, walking a different path and writing their own story. If you had to describe your story to this day so far in your life or in your career, whatever comes to mind, in only 3 words, what would be those 3 words?
Persistence, all in, which might be 2 words, but
that's okay.
Just put it as one.
There's a hyphen in there. That's fine.
And inspirational.
Very good. Give us a little bit of background on why you chose those words.
So I would say inspirational because if my younger self were to look at my older self, which is something that I think about a lot, I feel that she would be proud. And I feel like she would be inspired to follow her dreams. All in because I just dive in head first. Whenever I put my mind into something, I just do it. I think the best way is to just jump in. The first step is the hardest. And once you take the first step, you can adjust, but you shake those fears because you already did it. What's the worst that can happen?
Easier said than done too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably got to remind yourself like, no, I'm an all-in type person. Let's jump, right? Because even somebody who's persistent can still stand at the edge and go, I don't know.
Cold calling. I was like, I just got to do it. It's still every day. I'm like, you just got to do it, girl, but I do it. And then persistence, because I never gave up on what I wanted to do. I just add to what I want to do. So even with the real estate, I pivoted. I wanted to do it, so I pivoted to Story Homes. With anything I do in life, I feel like I persist on it. I try to stick to it and try to pivot and make it work in some way, because I'm a firm believer that nothing is exactly how we picture it. And sometimes when we sit on that one picture that we have, this is exactly how it's going to happen. We're withholding ourselves from so many different things, because I've noticed in life that I get to a moment and it's not exactly how I planned the moment to go, but then I'm there and I'm like, oh, I did it. I got here somehow, some way, So I think that persistence takes you a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, without that, it's tough to get anywhere, right? At the end of the day, I mean, it's the old, for one word with a lot of hyphens, stick-to-itiveness is very important, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll finish this up. Last question I have for you, because you kind of touched on this and I thought that was pretty impactful, that you sitting here today are somebody that your younger self will be proud of, which is definitely not something that everyone can say. And I think it's something you have to work on regularly. If you could tell yourself anything, your younger self, sitting here today, if you could look back and tell your younger self anything at all, advice, anything that comes to mind, what would it be?
Don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself and keep pushing.
There we go. Boss. Well, Sol, thank you so much. I came in here knowing a little bit about you. Obviously, we've worked together now for some time, but I think I have a better idea of what your story is, and I just can't wait to see what your story is going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where everybody goes in the company.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.